Hello and welcome to another episode of Rush Hour. This time I'm going to show you different techniques for Beacon Counterplay on Dreadnought, one of the most complex tactics maps in the game. For this we're going to use the Skyros robot. The Skyros is not really used by a lot of top players. The main reason is that its impact on the battlefield is not through damage dealing, but it's more like a tactical bot for beacon games. Something like a pinned Loki. And that's the reason why I use it as my starting bot these days. It has replaced my good old Phantom because it gives me a bit more tactical options. What this means I will show to you now. We start by challenging Tactical Beacon D, which is always a good idea on Dreadnought, and we run into a Devastator or Roji. This is a really tough opponent to deal with, so for now we just keep the beacon wide, try to avoid being hit and wait for support. And when the situation is right, we open up our shell and hit it. This is typical gameplay with the Skyros. You are quite safe in ball form, but when you open up you are very vulnerable. But only then you can use your weapons, so you should only do this when you are quite sure that your opponent won't hit you back. So in this sense the Skyros is an assassin type of robot. Sneak up, shoot and protect yourself again. So finally, with some team support, we bring the Roji down, and then we roll on the roof and see where we can go from here. Center is already challenged, so I cannot be of great help there. On the other side of the map, B and E are red, so if both are red and unprotected, I tend to go towards B because it's strategically more valuable on this map. So we get B and somebody jumps in at E. For now it's not worth the hassle, so I go back towards center. But then I see the red top player trying to get B back, so I need to lock it down. Luckily a teammate arrives and puts himself on the beacon too. This is great because it will allow me to get our home beacon back, so let's do that. So what you just saw is a tactic that I will use several times in this battle. First I cap a beacon. While it is challenged, I hold it down until a teammate arrives that places himself on the beacon too. Then I free myself and go towards capping the next beacon for my team. My teammate did a great job there, but it was impossible to hold it. I also won't get it back again while there are 4 opponents around there, so I orient myself towards the roof again and see what I can do from there. But then I notice a Fafnir that is about to challenge C, so let's try to bring it down. I open up behind the wall where he cannot see me. Surprise! Then I bring him down to last stand, protect myself again and roll on C to lock it down. And when its last stand is gone, I finish him off. That's how you play the Skyros. Let's check if my teammate needs help at D. Nope. Excellent. So again we can roll on the roof. The situation is a bit similar as before. We hold C and D and the 3 beacons on the left side are red. This time beacon B and our home beacon are protected, so I roll towards the red home beacon to cap it. And then a red Fenrir jumps in. What to do in this situation? Duels with Fenrirs and Revenants are usually great because the Fenrir is very slow, so when you aim precisely at its hitbox with your Skyros you will eventually find opportunities to push him out of the beacon circle and turn the beacon blue. This is not so easy with faster opponents such as the Capri. Its hitbox is smaller and also lag is usually not in your favor, but with heavy and slow robots this works quite well. Eventually, as before, a teammate jumps in, so I leave and try to find other beacons to grab. B is occupied by Dazzler Lantern Muramets that would melt me down in seconds, so I need to go through cover first. And then look what I can do. The Minos that just spawned there rushes towards our home beacon. The Muramets camps outside of the beacon area, so I can snitch away their beacon right in front of his nose. And because he's so occupied, he does not realize that one of our Muramets titans is shooting him, so he goes down. Very opportunistic gameplay, often this is highly successful. Too much stuff going on at A, but E is challenged, so maybe we can help out there somehow, because we also have team support by Muramets. we try to find the gap. In these situations, try to lure your opponents out of the beacon circle, so that afterwards you can step into the beacon and keep pushing them out. Like this, the beacon will turn. And again, Muramets to the rescue. He brings down the Capri and I can turn the beacon blue. Again, opportunistic gameplay prevails. So what should I do now with 20k health left? One possibility would be to ditch my Skyros, but I believe that I can still be helpful. Let's see what we can do here. First, we give a bit of damage support at B. And then go towards center because it's red. Perfect. So what about D? Also this one is unprotected. And we also got that one. Fantastic. Then I decide to help again a bit with my damage support, because this Revenant is challenging center, and at this stage of the game it is really important to hold C and D. Got him. So my final idea was to get our home beacon back. But we could just not make it to sneak through underneath the luchador. So finally, after almost 8 minutes into the game, we lose our Skyros and we have all options available. So what would you do in this situation? So we have two beacons, we may get B and we may get E, who knows. One option would be to block center, why not? And there is a really good option to block D here because we are about to lose it. However, there is also an issue. D is furthest away from the red beacons. So what will happen here? I may jump in on D and then end up in a brawl with this guy that may take forever. I will probably manage to hold it and then I'm in this location here. Look where the other red beacons are. This may not win us the battle. So I decide to do something else. I give up D but jump in with my luchador and cap A back. From A, I have direct access to the next red beacon, which is B. And from here I can also jump directly on E. Nice side effect, with my 600 meter range weapons I can take out the red luchador in the meantime too. So once I'm at E, a Fenrir jumps in. Oh my god, how many tanks does the red team actually have? But for a luchador it's quite easy to push it out of the circle. I stay in here so I can turn the beacon blue while he's watching. Nice, so we have a beacon bar lead. From here then, direct path to center. That we also managed to get back with the help of our team. And some 20 seconds before the end of the battle, we managed to take over the beacon bar lead. The reds are 4 capped, so this decides the battle. Also, yet another Fenrir won't change that. Nice. So the luchador could tank out the win with authority, but the fact that we came that far was due to Beacon Counterplay with our Skyros. This kept our team in the battle and eventually won the game. So I hope that this episode of Rush Hour was useful for improving your own Beacon Rush gameplay. Thanks a lot for watching and see you on my channel.